Hey friends, hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. And I'm sitting here at the airport, and so hopefully you won't get too much background noise. I'm using a special mic that will hopefully cut some of that out for you. But anyhow, I wanted to talk to you today, continue our conversation on calling. And I was thinking about it, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to the Atlanta airport. It's the busiest in the world, supposedly, and certainly fills it. And when you come in, you're dealing with a lot of people who are trying to get from one place to the next. They can be frustrated. If you're dealing with going through TSA, those guys are processing just tons of people a day, and you can feel that some of them aren't very passionate about what they're doing, and it's just I don't know. Maybe they're frustrated with people. Whatever it is, but the lack of passion is palpable. I'm sure you've experienced that before. The difference between, we went to one place to eat as a business, and massively efficient, super busy, crazy here, but they were great, they were polite. Maybe they're not super passionate about their work, but the people who run that business were, and so they were training people to be courteous and kind, and to provide good service, and that included this measure of passion that was in it. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how, when you are pursuing your calling, you tend to be more passionate about it. But I think as a Christian, if you're pursuing your calling, you also, that passion isn't just towards you and what you're doing. That passion is towards God and what He's doing. And that is where I think calling, like pursuing your calling, really intersects with worship. Now, I don't know about you. What do you think about? When you think about worship, what do you think about? Go ahead. You can tell me. Do you think about, singing praise and worship music? Do you think about prayer? Maybe you think about, giving or serving can be worship. And I think it can be. And I think that that's what happens when you're really pursuing who you are and what you're called to do, what God's calling you to do, right? You are worshiping Him, right? Because He's called you to do it. It's an act of worship. You're doing this for Him. You're doing this to partner with Him because you're passionate about serving the people He's asked you to serve and serving Him. And that's a form of worship. And so that's what I was thinking about. It's like, in some ways, if you go to church and you sing with the worship band, you're doing that for a minute or two, right? If you pray, you're praying for a few minutes or, maybe a little longer, but nothing wrong with any of those forms of worship. But what you give your life to all day, every day, is what you worship, right? You're really worshiping that because you're giving your life to it. So are you giving your life to God in your work, right? Are you worshiping Him through the context of your work? Are you partnering with Him? Are you serving with Him? Because you love Him and you're passionate about serving Him the way that He's calling you to serve. I think when you can see it that way, your work gets transformed. Not only are you passionate about it, the way that we can just get excited about something, but you're worshipful about it. And worship is more than just thanksgiving. It's more than being thankful you get to do this. It's adoration. It's saying, Lord, I love you. I love how you've made me. I love the people you've given me, the position you've given me, the work you've given me. Even if it's hard sometimes, I love it because you've called me to it, you've made me for it, and I just want to worship you in everything that I'm doing. So that's the idea that I have for you today, is that calling can be your ongoing day-to-day form of worship. And indeed, there's a verse, one of my favorite verses, certainly the Lord brought me to him through Romans 12:1 and 2. And in Romans 12:1, St. Paul says, in view of the mercies of God, offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to him. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is where our work, what we're doing day in, day out, is a sacrifice. We're using our bodies, our talents, our mind, the things that God's given us to be an ongoing sacrifice to Him, to partner with Him in His love for other people. And when we see our work that way, when we see our calling that way, then it just transforms everything. So I hope that you can think about that. Think about how, what you're doing is worship to Him, and start to ask yourself, how could I increase my worship to Him in my work and in my calling? Okay, great. Have a good day. And this is pre-recorded, because we're going to be on an airplane right at noon, but I'll put it up, and hopefully you guys are having a great day and a great week and getting some things done and pursuing God more. Take care. Bye-bye.